If anybody walks up to you and tell you that they have a 100% win rate, I guarantee you that person is a liar. If you don't admit that you are not 100%, nobody is 100%. I think you are self-sabotaging yourself. Then in the back of your mind, you will be thinking that I cannot be wrong. Why do so many traders spend years in the market but still feel like they are going nowhere?
What people need is not more details, more info, more strategies. But I think what they need is like a system for themselves that they can use consistently. They are able to follow a process. I think that's more important because they are like finding the next shiny object, right? Another next better opportunity to make money without even giving that original strategy a chance to really see themselves perform in it.
Why do so many traders spend years in the market but still feel like they are going nowhere?
Well, I think maybe many people, when in the market for long, they just keep doing the same thing over and over again. You never really like dig deep into like how they're doing, and whether are they seeing results, right, consistently, right? So they just keep doing what they're doing, right? And many times it might not be the correct way, right? I think that's why most people remain stuck because they have not really reviewed what they have done, all right? So they just keep doing the same thing.
Yeah. And I think actually for some, they can be actually watching charts every day, looking at charts every day, but yet, right, they don't find any improvement and they just still feel stuck, right?
But there's so many resources if you think about it. You have Facebook pages, you have blogs, you got, even if you go on like TradingView, trading platforms, there are forums, Reddit, things like that. So many sources of information. So it kind of doesn't make sense that people are still stuck.
Exactly, but you think about it, right? I mean, all this information, right? There's really thousands of, website, YouTube, and videos and everything, right? But if you look at it, all that can be a source of like confusion as well because there's so many things, right? And then you look at here a bit, you do a bit of that, you do a bit of this, combine everything, and then you hope that it work. But many times it will lead to over analysis or analysis paralysis, correct? And I think that's one of the reasons why I think most people also do not do well because they do too many things really and there's no one clear focus.
But sometimes wouldn't you think like if you just let's just eliminate all the things. We don't have content, we don't have knowledge, you cannot get knowledge from like books or anything, then why not we just all look at the market, just every day just look at the market? Wouldn't that be then improvement?
But if you look at the market but you don't have a strategy to focus on, then you also will still get stuck.
Okay, but knowledge doesn't mean results. True, because I think you can have a knowledge, you can learn something. Maybe you could learn a strategy from a book, from a video, you could learn another strategy, all right? But I think what people need is not more details, more info, more strategies, all right? But I think what they need is like a system for themselves that they can use, all right? That they can use consistently. They are able to follow a process. I think that's more important because you can be, you can have a lot of knowledge, but knowledge is one thing. I think that, knowing it is one thing, right? But do is totally different, right? You can know a lot of things, but after that, once it becomes too complicated, you do only, right? You can't even follow, like, let's say you got like 10 steps, right? Maybe after follows 3 steps, you blur it, you don't know what to do.
And I think in today's day and age, right, with so much information, I think the keyword here is information overload.
Yeah.
Like what Joey mentioned,
True.
There's 10 different steps, right? So maybe halfway getting through the step number 7, but you come across another set of information, then that's where maybe you might get a bit blur. You might not know like, so what now, right? You might get confused. And I think that's where maybe at step 8, then I'm stuck. It could be that situation, I think.
Yeah, and also I think one thing I want to add is that I think most people never, let's say you learn a strategy, like a new tool, a new strategy. I think most people never really follow through with that strategy, that process long enough to really master it, right? But maybe they try for maybe 1 month, 2 months, and then it work a little bit. Then after a while, maybe it doesn't work. Then they feel like, it doesn't work. Then you go and jump and try nothing, right? But actually, maybe they try like 2 more months, maybe it will work already, right? Maybe they will get more used to it. So they are like finding the next shiny object, right? Another next better opportunity to make money, right? Without even giving that original, strategy a chance to really, see themselves perform in it.
So what would be the first step? If you have to go back all the way to your beginning of your trading journeys, the first step you would say to take for people that actually want to see improvement, what's the first step? I think for me, if I were to go back all the way back, the first step is not stock picking. Right? It's not even looking at finding a strategy. It's not even looking for a framework. I think the first you got to do is you need to accept that you're bad at it or you're not as good at it. I think the first step is acceptance. Because if you don't accept that this strategy is not working for you, this way of trading is not for you, maybe even this instrument is not for you, then there's no way to actually get about to even identifying a framework that works for you. If now we talk about, say, why people actually truly get stuck. Firstly, lack of acceptance. Secondly, I think both of you guys will agree with me to say that there is no repeatable framework.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Okay, so but then when we talk about a repeatable framework, what does it mean to you guys? What does it mean to be repeatable?
Oh, I think for me that's very simple. Like, to me, repeatable is like, if I learn that thing, I can do it myself and I get the same results, right? And person B, learn the same thing, apply it and also get the same results. So it is repeatable in that sense because you have step 1 to step 10 to follow, right? Yeah, but I mean, of course, when we talk about the market, it might be profits to become losses as well because maybe the entry is different, the price and the timing, everything moves, right? But essentially the crux of it, I think, would be being able to apply it from one person to the other person easily and being able to repeat it time and time and time over.
I think Z mentioned a very good point. So I think repeatable can be two ways. One is that you're able to repeat it. Right? Because you can follow the first time. After the second time, maybe follow. Third time, blur it. Then after that, never follow. Then after that, become like, change to don't know what pattern. Really. And so you like jia liao. Then after that, the strategy don't become what. Right? So it's like you did not really follow it repeatedly. Right? That's one thing. So for yourself to be able to follow it repeatedly, I think, and also if you can follow it's one thing, but is it validated? Like, is it proven? Right? Yes. Is it only you or not? Maybe you're the only one. Actually, everybody also all cannot make it. Right? And then maybe it's not a repeated kind of strategy lah. But if you can pass the same framework to somebody, and then they also can follow, and a bit of practice, they can get the same outcome, the same results. That's where I would say that it's not just repeatable, but also simple enough for somebody to follow. Yeah.
So just now you mentioned, like you said, they jia liao, they add ingredients. But isn't that like a form of refinement? Like, I find that I add this one more step, then it helps my results. Should people actually do that, or you would think that it's just trying to draw? Chinese, there's this saying, 画蛇添足. So like you draw a snake, but you add leg, then become dragon.
Right, a snake to become a dragon. I think, okay, like based on my experience, right, when we talk to like mentees, right, and clients, definitely there are people that try their best maybe to add certain things here and there because everybody, at the end of the day, their risk appetite is different, right? Their strategy, their end goal is everybody is different. Maybe somebody every day I want to make $50 only. But maybe for somebody, my profits, I'm aiming every month, end of the month, I'm looking at a 10% return, right? So because of their goals are different, the way that they are trying to achieve the goals based on the strategy is also different, right? So they are trying to fine tune it, right, to their own style, which I think is not wrong. But the keyword I think still is consistency and practice, and to be able to follow through it towards the end, like what Joey mentioned. Yeah.
I think for me also would be like you must have a core, at least a core few steps that you need to follow for sure lah. But let's say after you follow the core few steps and then you realize that you can add this additional thing and it might help. Of course, you test it and you think that it could help you to increase your win rate, all right, or your performance in a particular stock. Then by all means lah. But that's only after you have done the fundamentals, that first few proven steps first before trying to find another shiny indicator or two lah. Yeah.
Okay, so in other words, there is no right or wrong way, but as long as it is repeatable, it's consistent, and like what Z said, it should be as simple as possible, as simple as possible, right? So, but then when we talk about a strategy or anything like that, right, everything always goes out the window when one thing happens. When the market moves, right? How many times have you have a plan? If the stock price go up in this direction, I will do this. And then the stock price come down, I will do this. Next thing you know, the market, bad news, comes down. what's the first thing we do? We emotional sell.
Faster get out of the position first.
Yeah.
Emotional decision making.
Yeah.
That's normal. Yeah. That's what most people do. Yeah.
But how do you think I think that is one of the reasons why a lot of retail traders also stay stuck. A lot of traders themselves feel that, okay, yeah, I got it, I hear you guys, yeah, there is a framework, I'm supposed to follow a strategy, I consider step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, all the way until maybe step 100 or step 10. But then when the market moves, I'm like, hey, actually no lah, this whole thing cannot be like that. The market is coming down already. If I don't sell now, then I lose money. Or I lose even more. Then how do you overcome?
True. I mean, based on like what I've gone through many years ago, I think that is it's normal to feel that way lah. I think one thing about trading is really a lot of. I mean, strategy is one thing. When to buy, when to get out. This is all about strategy. But I think before you even talk about the strategy, it is also very important to understand yourself. Like, what is your are you able to handle the market emotionally? When you buy a stock emotionally, are you strong enough? Right? Like, are you disciplined? It's like we have all these like emotions coming in affecting us, right? Fear, greed, hope, regret. These are the common emotions. So I think we have to kind of like accept that all these emotions will affect us. All right, and how we deal with it, how not to let it affect us so much, such that even when we follow a repeatable process, okay, it will not disrupt like what we're planning to do lah. Because you can have a repeatable 5, 6, 7 steps, but by let's say by third step you fear, you stress or kanchiong already, you better sell already. Then after that, you don't even talk about step 4 finish it. Then before you know it, you get out and it recover again, right? Yeah. What do you think? I don't know. See.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Alright, so a lot of people, actually, they have this emotional decision making, I would say. Right? When the market start to move, then like, hey, sell liao, going to lose money, or I only lose like 5% now. You just sell now lah. Then is that a very normal thing for you, or you feel that?
To be honest, as in for me, myself personally, right, when I do like my own trades and stuff like that, I mean, when the market turn down, there will be situations whereby I do definitely the emotions come into play, because I'm not a robot, right? I will also feel like, scared shit. Oh my god, the market is going down. I need to faster get out of my position, if not become losses. Now it's still in the green, right? So there are definitely times that I feel like that. But then because of the way that I trade, whereby I plan my trade out before I even execute the trade, right? So even when I hit a loss, I am able to stomach that loss emotionally. And I know that this is the amount of losses that I will take if I exit the position. Based on my trading plan, not based on my emotions, whereby I sell it now because the market is bad. Yeah, so that personally is how I deal with it lah.
So you basically earmark like this amount of money that I go into this trade, I earmark this amount of money to lose.
Yeah, correct. Because you go into a trade, right? I mean, typically when people trade, they don't think about losing money at the start, right?
True.
They don't because nobody wants to make a trade and lose money. Only people only want to go into a trade, buy a stock, hope the stock go up, and you make money, you profit, right?
Yeah.
But for my end, because I feel that is how it helps me to stay emotionally stable throughout the entire trade, whereby I don't panic sell, I don't get my emotions too involved, and I know exactly how much I lose. So I know that going into this trade, if I lose this much, and that's it.
Okay, but now I flip one variable for you guys. If just now we talk about if market come down, you lose, panic sell. Now market move up very quickly. Okay, it moves up, say good 10%, this particular stock, 10, 15, 20%. We have all seen it.
Yes.
Yep.
How? Do you still sell now?
Yes, I do.
So you sell. Now it's
I sell-
panic selling but in profits.
No, so I don't sell the full position. I could be selling half of my position or 1/3 of my position. So I lock in the profits first. Right? So at least that also helps me to stay emotionally stable, because I already lock in the profits. I realize my profits. I put the money into my pocket, like what Joey always say, right?
Yeah.
If the money is not realized, you didn't sell, it's not your money, right? So that is how I do it.
But what if you sell, then after that,
it goes higher,
it
right?
goes higher, then next day another 5%.
Yeah, correct. I mean, you can I mean, there are situations whereby I feel that maybe the stock is very, very volatile. Then perhaps, yes, I might sell the entire position. But if it's a relatively stable blue chip stocks, and I mean, based on earnings. Maybe it could go up 10-15% based on earnings, right? And it hit my target price. I could be selling half of my position, one third of my position, lock in the profits. Then the balance, I let it ride.
But how would you feel, let's say, if you sold and then it pushes up another leg?
Higher,
how
right?
would you feel?
If I sell everything, pushes up higher, of course, the first instant you will feel like, sian, why you sell so early, right? I mean, that's very normal. I think everybody will feel that. Like, as long as you're human, you will feel that. But then again, we try not to look back in hindsight lah, because that's what we always tell our clients, right? And we should practice it ourselves as well. So then the next best thing to do is to look for the next opportunity lah, because the market is always there.
Yeah.
There will always be opportunities present for you to enter the market.
Yeah,
So don't have to chase.
Look for the next re-entry again,
Yeah.
right? I mean, basically, don't dwell too much on that position. I think what we can all agree is like, I think all of us, many of our clients, many of our mentees also faces this is like, not as if we are very experienced for like we do for like 10. I mean, or combined we at least got more than 3-4 decades right? But the thing is that doesn't mean we do 3-4 decades. Means like we are very experienced and we won't feel those emotions. I think we still feel right? Confirm we still feel. No such thing like your
Every
robot.
other day.
Every day sure feel one. Sometimes
Yes.
very big take wasted I say go and sell. It does happen one. It's normal, right? But we don't like pretend like we never feel right? We just okay just we just accept it. Learn from our mistake and then we say what we can do better and then we move on. Right? I think that's kind of like we still feel all this. Of course, last time was maybe you feel and then you even more sian. Now you still feel sian, but maybe not so sian really because you're really used to it.
Yeah. And we know how to manage it better. And because it's the thing that we always day on day, we always have to tell our clients, tell the mentees. Yeah.
I think sometimes I have this issue. Not an issue. This tendency. I think you guys have heard of it. Revenge trading.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Sometimes you
Yes.
like even in a happy situation, you sell, you take some profits already, then it continue to go up. Then you say, I cannot let it go up higher without me inside the stock.
Right.
So the next thing I know, I'm in another position.
Okay.
All right, I'm in another position. No, maybe not the best position.
Yeah.
All right. Then, okay, if it goes up higher, great celebration. Then sometimes it doesn't go up higher. Right. It come back down. So net I do my P&L. Net zero.
So you return the market your gains.
Exactly. Yeah, that's I think that's very well. I think that's what most people face, the revenge trading. Because once you sell, right, and I think that's what I feel as well. Like, let's say you have a position, right, and then you sell, and then maybe you make a few $1,000, very happy, right? But I can show you, most people after selling, but it's over already, you don't look at it's finished already, right? But most people are. Maybe after 1 hour, you just check the price. Whether hopefully you sell, hopefully you go down. Go down,
pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you go up only, the sell already go up a bit. Then the next few hours, you always want to look at the stock, right? You're not really like.
You never really let go, right?
You
never
really
let
yourself.
go,
Like, I make the right decision. Lucky I sell.
Yeah.
You must go down. I become like I look stupid. You never go down. Right? But let's say you go up. Then you stress. You see, I should not have sold actually. You see, right? Then that whole revenge trading might start to come in. Should I buy back? Now sekali going back up already, right? If I don't buy back, right? And that's where you are just reacting to that whole the whole emotions. You want to do something, you must do something, right? Yeah, the whole urgency coming back already. I think that's what most people feel, right? And that's what I felt as well. It's very normal.
Yeah.
But if you do, if you take tricks like that, I think
I can tell you, I think for me,
Yeah.
I think 70-80% of the time, that one is a losing trade.
yeah, losing one because you're just
Correct.
emotional. It's just
Yeah.
it's you just don't know why you want to buy. You just get you go hurry because you sell already, hurry and buy. So it's very emotional.
Yeah. But I think on the flip side, that is when you say you get a profit, you got out. But I think there are also people whereby they revenge trade on losses, meaning to say they lose and then they want to trade more to get back the money they lose. That
Wow.
I think actually, to be honest, if you compare your situation and that revenge trading, right, the two extreme of revenge trading, I think the other one is even worse.
Okay.
Because that is where your account can blow up very, very quickly. Yeah.
It's true. I think so. Having here that is like there are two versions. I thought it's like you sell and then you have to buy back, but this one is like you go down and then you all in. You like macam gambling like that, right? It's like
very
and there's
scary.
one like advertisement last time the what
最后一次。
最后一次
yeah, the
最后一
piggy
次
bank one, right?
通通拿回来 something like that. Wow, if you have that in the
Just one more time.
Yeah.
Just one more time.
Yeah. After that you go down some more. Stress already.
Yeah.
Then, hello? You got margin call for...
Yeah. So I think that is I think that's very dangerous lah. Cannot. Yeah, that's like gambling already lah. Yeah, lor.
So must put a post-it on your computer. Once position close the computer. Finish for the day. Take profit, finish for the day.
Yeah.
So we talk about revenge trading, right? We talk about emotional decision making. Then now there is one more thing that we maybe want to talk about is people forcing trades. Have you seen clients forcing trades? It's sometimes quite crazy. Like you ask the client, so yeah, let's say for example, Mr. Lee, hey, why you want to buy this stock? Oh, because going down lor, because my friend tell me to buy lor. That I think is the worst kind of reason to justify a purchase. Imagine say, Joey, why you buy this car? Because my friend tell me to buy this car.
Yeah, true.
And some trades are bigger than the purchases of a car.
I think that is one of the, mistakes that people make. Because like, I think forcing trade means like, you are just buying for the sake of buying.
For the sake of buying.
You just want to buy something lah. Like, some people like wake up in the day, right? Or today I must trade the stock market. Maybe it's a lucky day, right? Or some good luck happens, some good news. So good thing means I just buy any stock, it should be good also, right? So this one to force must buy something on. But you also don't know why you buy. You just must buy something. Right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you buy, you really go up, then you think, wow, you see, this is really a lucky day. But sometimes, the other way around, then you also don't know what happened, and then you end up with a losing stock, right? So I think it's very common that I think most people feel. What do you think?
I think actually this is something that I spoke to a mentee very recently about as well, because he mentioned that he has been monitoring the market, monitoring the stocks that he is wanting to get in his watch list for multiple days, right? But it's just that he didn't take action to get in because maybe the price still have not reached a potential zone for him to enter lah, right? But then because he say that, I have been watching it for at least 2-3 weeks already, but then I feel like I didn't do anything during the 2-3 weeks when I was watching the market. So that is the reason why I think I better get in now, because they feel like if they're not doing anything while they're monitoring, then they are not fully utilizing their time. They are not making use of the market that they are looking at. They are basically not doing anything lah. So that's why then it happens whereby a trade is being forced and they get into a position lah, which may not be ideally a good position because of the risk reward ratio, right? So that actually really happened to one of the mentees that I spoke to recently as well.
Yeah, and I agree, because sometimes when you look at the market too long, right? Let's say every day, you look at the market and then you want to buy stock, then you never buy, right? Wait one more day, then you just be patient, which is good, right?
Yeah.
Right? You look, but after a while you look so many days, then you realize that keep on look, never do anything. Must do something lah. Just go and buy something,
But you see, it's very ironic coming from brokers, no? Like you don't want people to trade, man.
True lah. That's the bread and butter, right?
Yeah. As a broker, more transaction is good, but we also want to make sure like
it's a win-win lah.
It's a win-win lah.
Yeah.
When because when clients like or mentees or graduates, when they trade, we want them to make money, right? Because when we make money, that's where there'll be more trades, right? But if every trade is false, every trade is just rush and losses, after a while your clients will nobody wants that lah.
They run out of ammo for you also.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I think actually patience is the key as well, not to force a trade, because like you said, why many traders get stuck, right? Maybe it could be also lacking of patience.
But how long? You have to wait 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. However, is the longest that you waited for a trade? If you can recall.
Longest
waiting for something to happen. Hey, this is the scenario of like waiting under the durian tree until the durian drop.
I cannot specifically think about a stock that I've waited for very long, because in every watch list, like maybe in your universe of watch lists that you are looking to buy, maybe there will be 10 or 5 different counters. So definitely maybe out of that watch list, there will be a few that could potentially enter already, right? So I won't just force myself to look at that one single trade and just keep monitoring that one single stock, because there will be so many other stocks in the market out there, right? That gives you opportunity. So if you were to ask me how long I wait, I don't have an answer. Yeah.
I think what Z says correct as well, because maybe for most people, I think maybe for me as well last time, maybe like you just want to buy one stock, and you just monitor one stock, and then you just wait, but after all you wait and you cannot wait, then you just want to buy it, right? But let's say you have not just one lah, maybe a basket of 5, 10, 15, 20 stock in a watch list, right? So you don't have to buy this stock. You could also just see where are the opportunities coming out at a point in time. Then you get in. So you open yourself to more more ideas rather than just waiting for that one stock. So this stock maybe not time, but maybe next month is this time. You wait for that one. But maybe a new stock could be, everything is, the setup is good and everything is good. Then you could move on to that stock first law, then that one later, then you look at it law. Yeah, so you don't have to like force a trade, but if you are just focusing on one, I think more likely you'll force it because you want to hurry up do something already. Yeah.
And actually, to be honest, I think sometimes forcing a trade, right, might cause people to over trade also. Because they just keep forcing it, and then it becomes eventually over trading.
You can think about it that all these things that we talk about, right? No repeatable framework, then like emotional decision making. Actually, it's a chain reaction. Because you over trade, then you become emotional. It becomes emotional decision making problem. And then after that, it becomes, because you don't even have a framework. Then now you have 6 open positions and no idea how to get out. Or no idea you don't even have a recollection of how you even get in the first place.
Like don't know why you get
have you
in.
opened
true.
like have seen somebody open a position, then you ask them, so why you want to buy at this level? You look at you look at him.
Yeah.
Then you feel like you should change the topic.
It's true. I think that's what when we, our days when we talk to many of our mentees and clients, and I think, many of our clients, and I think it's very common, right? It's very normal that many people have like more than 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 over stocks. And I think many people also don't know why they're even holding on to those stocks, right? I don't know whether it's false or not, but, they just bought it and then they hope that it will do well. Yeah, so...
I think 60 over stocks is...
Yeah, a lot, right?
Overwhelming.
Yeah,
So actually, I think it's really a lot.
Too much already, too many already. Yeah.
But sometimes
How
I
can
think
you
even 10, 20 stocks, right, it's also very hard to manage, you know.
Correct.
Bear in mind, all these people are working. I mean, some of them are retirees.
Yeah.
Some of them have too many counters that it becomes like, hey, I own this, man.
If they even forget about their position.
Exactly. So they don't even know what they own, Yeah, because it's too many already. So how can you remember like 60 over stocks, right? And then some 5 years ago, some 10 years, some 20 years ago, right? And
So it brings about this thing. Then now you sitting. Have you ever like met someone that just like they have 60, 50, 60 stocks? Then you ask them like, why you hold this? Oh, this one actually no lah. I already write off already. Have?
Write off as in just ignore it.
Leave it lah. Like don't see it lah. It's right off, gone already. Gone case. Of course, got what, right? I mean, we bought for many about I think it's that definitely have lah, because I think they reached to a point whereby, let's say the stock gone down a lot, and then can you imagine the past few years if they've been looking at it and the price keep on going down? I think they will, but they still don't sell because we got hope, right? So it goes until the point whereby, never mind, I'll just leave it, 放住啦, that's it.
It's to a point of no return whereby it's just acceptance that this money has been is down the drain.
It's gone already.
But then maybe there's like a couple of thousands left in their holdings.
Correct.
Okay, given in your position, would you sell away? Like, okay, just say for example, you bought it at round figure $40,000. Okay, now it's left with $2,000. Better to write off or better to sell and then accept $38,000 in losses?
Given what I know now and based on the knowledge I have, definitely I would say sell it.
Yeah. I can see why people don't sell, right? Imagine you $40,000, now you left $2,000, right? By selling, you really admit that you lose $38,000, right? You admit, once you sell, you no more ego already. It's like you accept already, right? But you never sell, maybe got chance. Maybe got chance. $2,000 maybe can become 10,000, 30,000. Hopefully can go back up, right? Got chance, right? So it's very, very hard, right? It's really very hard for people to do it, and because it's very hard, then most people don't want to do things that's hard, right? So very hard, then just leave it, tomorrow then think 不要紧 leave it, right? And then the 2,000 also become 1,000. Even harder.
Yeah. So we try to avoid to get into such a situation whereby that's why trading plan stop loss is in place.
Yeah. But it's very common. I would say all these are all very common. This is probably what we felt last time as well.
Yeah.
I think the very key thing you said here is like ego. Ego, right? Nobody want to wave the white flag.
Yeah.
Right. Unless you really, really don't have a choice. Like come one day, okay, so that you need like immediate emergency money or what. I mean, I hope it doesn't happen to anybody lah. But then you will sell. Then you admit defeat. Right. But do you realize that ego is ego the same as decision making? emotional decision making?
I think it's part of it because ego is also part of your emotions.
Yeah, I think ego may be a bit more on like pride, your pride, right? I think a bit of emotion, but also a bit more on your own feeling. You don't want to be wrong. I think most people just want to be right, right? I think make money is one thing, but you also want to show that you right. You make a good decision, right? You never admit lose. You sell already means admit loss already, right? You never sell, got still a chance, right? So it's a bit of pride, a bit of ego, lah. So, similar to emotional control, but I think, ego. If you have it, then basically,
It's like how you talk to some people. They always share their wins with you. I mean, don't even talk about trading. They share their wins with you about life. You're happy for them, but they don't share the losses. Right? Nobody wants to share losses. Or even imagine you go up to your friend every day sharing to him like, "Hey, I lost this amount of money, or I lost my relationship. I lost my job." Nobody wants to be that person, right? So we always share the wins. But I think it's sometimes good to admit that you made a wrong decision.
yeah,
Right?
definitely.
You lost. You couldn't have done. And I mean, you like we go back to the start. Just now we were talking about you sell, prices go higher. It's a loss in a way also, right? Right. So maybe you made a bad decision. There wasn't enough signals, or there wasn't enough reasons to be selling, but you were selling already. Right. So, which brings me to the question that I want to ask you guys. Sometimes we have enough knowledge, right? I will agree that experience, knowledge, great. Does knowledge and ego go well together? Like, because you have so much knowledge, then now suddenly you have all this knowledge and then you make a wrong decision. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. True. So if you have like too many knowledge, then you feel very confident. If you're very confident, then you feel you have more ego, right? Then the more you might not want to
take pride in your
accept.
decision.
Yeah.
Then you cannot sell. Right? It's now I sell, and it means I admit that everything I have learned is not valid.
No, I think the main thing is like also like even for us, right? Even we have been in the line for a long time. We also have to accept that sometimes you make mistakes also, right? We got 100%. You buy, and then even though you're very confident, all right, and then it's a very high conviction trade setup, and you're very confident about it, right? But sometimes also that trade which you're very confident in can also go the other way, right? So I think you have come to a point in time whereby no matter how confident, I think last time maybe got some ego and stuff, but actually to be honest, there's no ego, right? It's time to get out, right? You admit loss, then admit loss, it doesn't really matter, all right? I think that's very important, right? Rather than holding on, hanging on, blindly. Yeah. So yeah.
So that would mean like self-awareness.
Yeah,
Like
I think so.
The ship is about to sink. And don't be the guy that stays on the ship.
Yeah, but actually I think despite like maybe now we are talking about trading, right? You talk about ego and things like that. I think actually even outside of trading, you should apply in your life, right? Because if you are a subject matter expert on certain things, but there are so many things that you might not know about, even though you're a subject matter expert. So then humility have to come in, knowing that you might not know everything in the universe. So I think that same analogy can be applied to this scenario whereby we talk about trading, ego and knowledge, right? Knowing a lot of things, knowing you read so many books, you know many strategies, but so what, right? There are so many other things out there. The market is consistently evolving, right? So there won't be somebody out there, I think, there should not be anybody out there that says that, their knowledge is so up there and it's so high that their ego is in the way of them making a trade.
That you know everything, that nothing can go
Yeah.
wrong. Once you
Yeah.
do that, then I think you'll be very dangerous.
Correct.
So I think always there's like room for improvement. I think
Yes.
so even though you make money, I think also don't be too happy. Right? You lose money, also don't be too sad because
Yep.
it's a learning process. Right? Even for us, I think. Yeah. So don't let that losing trait, right, that ego, like make it like our identity. Because I think most people, you ego, right? It's your identity. You accept it, then it affects you as a person. But actually, that's just a trait, right? I mean,
Yeah.
don't need to think too much about it, Yeah.
It's like watching somebody. Have you ever watched like somebody? They have the skills, they have the knowledge, but their ego is self-sabotaging. So they never. I mean, okay. First thing first. if anybody walks up to you and tell you that they have 100% win rate, I guarantee you that person is a liar.
I would think it's a scam.
Scam lah. Where got such thing?
No such thing, 100% win rate. So that's a telltale sign lah. Red flag. The scammer is in your presence. Okay. But the next thing is we talk about self-sabotage. Okay? If you don't, I feel personally, if you don't admit that you are not 100%, nobody is 100%.
True.
I think you are self-sabotaging yourself. Then in the back of your mind, you will be thinking that I cannot be wrong. So it becomes like what we say, wow, 40,000, hold until Christmas, then still holding. So you don't want to admit your loss, you will never get out of it. So your $4,000, so now you're paying the price. You're paying $38,000 to maintain your ego.
Exactly.
Yeah, how many trades do you have lost? 38,000 times 10, $380,000 for your ego. Is it truly worth it?
Definitely not worth it.
Yeah. So you want profit or want ego? I think ego,
Profit lah.
never mind lah, don't need lah.
Profit lah.
Yeah.
Small losses, bigger gains, I think it's okay to admit the loss. As long as, then it comes back to the thing. When you sell losing position, realize the loss, right? Do you guys actually review that you lose, your losses? Like, why did this go wrong? Is it market factors? Like something out of your control? Or is it just plain outright it was a bad entry? Every signal was showing you sell, but you just really wanted to force the trade.
I think for me, like in terms of reviewing, of course, last time many years ago when you first started, when we all started, never review lah, right? Just buy and then hopefully make it, move on to another one, make, then lose, then after that make again, right? So you never really review, right? It's just fingers crossed, right? And then hope you go up. You don't really know why you make money. You also don't know why you lose money, all right? But of course, like over the years, that's where you kind of like try to put a conscious effort to really understand what went wrong or right in that trade lah. I think that's what most people don't do. So if you're wrong, don't need to harp on it too much lah. I mean, of course, try to understand what went wrong lah. So it could be a process issue, it could be an outcome issue. So I think one thing is this: let's say you follow the right process, right? Let's say a process you got like 4, 5, 6, 7 steps process, and you follow it, and you still lose money, right? And then most people think that that it doesn't work for me and stuff. But actually, by following the process, doesn't mean also you 100% make money, right? It could be one time, but maybe 2 times you lose money, but it could be like 7, 8 times you make money out of 10, right? So is it a process problem, or is it whereby you follow it but yet you don't get the outcome? I think that's fine, because as long as you follow the process consistently, you'll still make money lah eventually.
But the process has to be simple enough lah to follow.
Yeah lah, correct.
Imagine a process. If you think sometimes if you think about it, sometimes simple just doesn't feel as doesn't feel as convincing, like got so easy, man.
Yeah. I think that's a stereotype, to be honest. Because to be honest, I think people want to see like a lot of things on the chart, like this and that, then they might think that, I'm actually doing something. But if the chart doesn't have much things, then they think that actually I'm not really analyzing anything. But I don't think that should be the case. Yeah. I think it should be the other way around, whereby I think there's this phrase, I don't know if you guys heard, the Occam razors.
What?
Occam razor. OCCAM Occam's razor. So basically, they always say that going back to simplicity, right? The basic, right, is the best. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I believe in personally as well.
I also believe in it. I mean, like, I think whatever I do, not just in the market lah, but in whatever I do, maybe in life as well. Life, a lot of things happening, very complicated. Right? Why? Just keep it simple, lor. KISS, keep it simple, stupid, or something like that. KISS. Yeah. So that's the phrase that I also I think don't need to overcomplicate things lah. Yeah.
Like you said, you have to keep it simple, stupid. So I think a process for me, though simple, I think the most convincing thing about keeping something simple, right? It has to be idiot proof. It has to be idiot proof, simple English, no room for subjectiveness. Is it the word subjectiveness? Objectiveness. So it's up, it's up, it's down, it's down, it's left, it's left, it's right, it's right. Right? So then it makes the decision making process simple.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
True. Must be easy to there's no two ways about it lah. You know, there's not very subjective based on feeling and kind of thing. Yeah, that's very hard.
No ambiguity one.
Yeah. Correct.
Up is
That's very
down.
important.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to have some fun. Okay, I got some questions for both of you guys. Okay, I got some questions that I prepared here. Okay, so I just rapid fire questions. Okay, so maybe we'll work it this way. I'll ask the question, Joey can reply, and then Z can reply.
Yep.
Okay, maybe if you want to explain, you can explain as well.
Okay.
Okay, we start with the first question, can?
Yep.
Okay, so most traders overestimate their discipline.
Agree. And I would say that I think discipline is very important lah. All right, but I think most people think that you're very disciplined, but in fact, most people are not disciplined. All right, so I think discipline is a skill set to really master. So, right, because you can learn the strategy, emotions and everything, but really just following, allowing your not allowing your emotions to come into the picture in a trade. I think that's very very important in the market lah. Yeah, so definitely agree lah. Yeah, people overestimate that.
My take would be I agree with it as well, 100%. Because based on the conversations that I have with clients and with mentees, a lot of them, I would say maybe more than half or slightly over half, do not actually have much discipline to follow through the framework and to follow through the steps lah. Because main thing, like what Joey mentioned, 100% agree, which is emotions lah. I think that is the hardest factor for
Correct.
people to actually learn and master.
Yeah, so you can teach them everything. You share with them the whole process, the same tools that you're using, everything, and everybody's same. But why the outcome? How come the results different? Discipline, no? I think discipline, right? Some follow 20%, some follow 50%, some follow 70%. Right? You can follow 100% is the best, lah, right? But the thing is that discipline is something that we cannot control in a person, right?
Yeah. I think it really boils down to practice. Because discipline, as much as we try and tell you, hey, don't do this, don't go and sell this, don't go and buy this, follow, right? But at the end of the day, it's really up to them whether they can tell themselves to follow through or not.
And sometimes they also agree, right? They say, correct. It's just not I know I'm supposed to do, but I still purposely do the other way. Like, huh?
Yes.
Right? So it's like they also know, but they still do the opposite way. But they say, actually, I know lah, but then what you do? What you do opposite?
Yeah.
Right? Discipline, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, the feeling is just too much lah. Yeah.
Most traders don't have a real trading plan.
Agree? And I think that is very normal lah. When you first start off as well, as I say, just buy first and see how lah. Right? Hopefully go up, then go up, make money, then you decide again, right? And enjoy already lah. So most people don't really have a plan lah, right? I mean, the plan is just to make money lah. That's the plan lah, right? But if it goes the other way, then you stress already, you don't know what to do already, right? So I think that's why people lose money lah.
Agree 100% as well. Same thing like what Joey mentioned. Usually when we speak to clients or mentees, you ask them, so why do you buy this stock? What's your plan for this? Oh, I entered this price. I hope the price go up to this level, then I sell. Then what happens if the price don't go up and goes down? Don't know. So,
See how lah, see how.
yeah.
Okay, next question. Having more trades means having more improvements.
Disagree. Yeah, because having more trades, it might seem like when you have a lot of trades, a lot of transactions, a lot of activity, it might seem like you're doing a lot of things and then you are improving, right? But the thing is that if all your trades are also just random, also don't know why you make a trade one, then you're actually doubling down on that, wrong trades, Yeah, so you're kind of like learning the wrong things and then you're like trying to be even better at the wrong things, right? Which is not correct, right? So I think it's not just about a lot of trades, but it's more like, those trades that you take, it doesn't mean to be a lot lah. I mean, it could be 1, could be 5, 10, but each trade there's a meaning, there's a purpose one, right? There's a clear reason. Why do you buy this stock? Right? What's the plan? Or what price do you want to get out? Or stop loss, that kind of thing. Risk management and all that. So don't need to have like 50, a lot of trades and then don't know what's happening, but just a few good trades and then you realize exactly what you're doing. I think that's where you can learn the most lah.
And maybe for me, having more trades equals to more improvement, right? I think my answer will be dependent on whether the person actually review their trade or not and do they have a solid strategy and trading plan. Because if they do, and they have more trades, and every time they trade, they review their trade, they go and understand like, why did I enter? Why did I get stopped out? Why did I exit? And that is actually a form of improvement. Yeah.
Okay. So I think that pretty much is the few, I would say, questions that I guess most people will agree or disagree to lah. Okay, so the next thing that actually I was thinking about when you guys were discussing about whether more trades equal to more improvement is sometimes people don't really ask themselves. They don't really ask themselves that what can be done to improve. So what is something that maybe every retail trader should ask themselves right now? Whether they disagree, agree, what's the first thing should they honestly ask themselves?
I think they should really understand before they put any trade, right? Are they trading with a proper framework or are they just gambling? All right, I think most people don't even know why they buy a stock. All right, they don't even have a very clear reason, lah. Right, it's just because somebody said it and then they heard about it from an analyst and then decide to buy. So I think just be very, very clear why you're buying. All right, because if you don't have a very clear, reason, it is just luck. It's just gambling. All right, most of the time it will not do well, lah.
How about you, Z?
What is one thing that they should honestly ask themselves? I think you should ask yourself whether are you able to stomach the market volatility first lah. Because if you are unable to, then everything is about emotions. And then just now like what we mentioned, right, it's a vicious cycle. Once your emotions get into play and then everything goes downhill from there. So I think the first question that you should ask yourself is, are you able to stomach the risk? Are you able to stomach losses? Like how much are you willing to lose? Yeah.
Okay. Last but not least, what is one uncomfortable truth, all right, most traders are not willing to accept or they avoid accepting?
Well, I think that most people tend to avoid that losing, all right, it's all part and parcel of the market. There's no such thing as 包赚 100%, no such thing as sure make money, that kind of thing, right? So you must be really, really okay to have losses. All right, to have losses, which is normal, right? Even up to now, do we lose money, right? I think last week also I lost some money, right? The market came down, we lost some money, but the key here is that losses is part and parcel, right? The main thing is that you, when you have losses, you don't, like what we talk about, 38,000, that kind of, $500, $1,000 still okay, right? But if you have those small losses, but your winners, different story, 3K, 5K, 10K, that's where you overshadow the losses, right? So I think just understand that losses is part of the equation. Just keep it small, you will do well, lah. What about you, Z? I know.
Your question is what is the uncomfortable truth, right?
What is one uncomfortable truth that most traders are not willing to accept?
Yeah, they are not willing to accept that they lost lah. Yeah, basically I think I echo Joey's sentiment. Because nobody like to lose ma. Even in life, right? Like what you shared earlier on, everybody even if you talk to your friends, you update your friends, you meet your friends, why would you share like your downs, right? Why would you share like, I lost this amount of money, I lost my job, blah, blah, blah. I mean,
that's
time
a
to time.
vulnerability,
Yeah,
the weak part.
correct.
Most people don't want to share the weak part, right? But
correct.
I think you need to understand that in terms of the market, it is okay to have that weak part. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to lose money, right? But you just need to be able to accept that it's normal, right? In fact, you lose money is correct. You're supposed to lose money, because such thing as no lose, right? So accept it and then move on. Learn from it and then move on.
Yeah, vulnerability. Well said. Yes, I agree.
So I think today we explored quite a little bit, okay, about why most retail traders stay stuck. I think mostly it comes down to that couple of things that we talked about.
True.
Framework, consistency, try to keep it as simple as possible. Right. So I think maybe during the next few episodes, I think we'll dive a little bit deeper into all these little things that can actually affect how you view the market, how you execute in the market. Right. So till then, if you guys are not subscribed to Joey's channel just yet, I think the subscribe button is below. I think it's below. You can just click the notification button. Drop us a like. Drop us a comment about what is your biggest loss and maybe what is one truth that you haven't been really able to accept just yet. And then right now, I think this is a very good chance for you to accept that truth. You can just let us know in the comments.
Yep. And I hope that in this session also, people can really relate to some of the mistakes that we have made as well, right? We're all humans, right? So I think it's it's normal, right? I think to have all these mistakes, but it's how we learn from that, right? to learn from humility, all right, and then to not do all these mistakes they will make. Hopefully we help people to save all this time, right, and don't make all these mistakes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
It's a wrap.
All right.
Nice. Congrats.
All right. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.